Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing a 24-hour readathon. It is 5 to 12 and we are going to start very shortly. I am sleeping through this, I have things I have to do and things that I need to be having a sleeping schedule for, so I'm gonna have to sleep at some point. Sorry to disappoint. However, I'm doing this readathon with Jade from paperback to hardback, and we're having somewhat of a race. She's reading middle grade books and I think she's reading 4 of them. I'm reading 3 normal books. They're not normal books, all books are normal books, but adult books / young adult books. You know what I mean, books. I'm reading books, she's reading middle grade books. I don't know how else to explain it. I'm reading a total of 1,300 and something pages, I believe. She's reading 900 and something. And we're trying to race. I don't think I'm gonna win, but I'm gonna try. So the books I have to read today are Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I've been wanting to read this since I read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo and absolutely loved it. So I feel like this will have the same vibe and I'm really ready for that. Then we have Queenie by Candice Carty-Williams. Another just contemporary. I feel like it'll lift the mood when I'm really sludging through these books. I say lighten the mood, it's a really dark, intense book. I don't mean like lighten the mood because it's lift easy, but a contemporary read is easy to read usually in terms of its writing style, so I feel like it'll be easier to read this. However, I think it's also a really good thing to read. I had this all planned out as of I think a month ago. However, it just so happens to be a really good time to be reading books like these, and I urge you all to be reading books by Black authors and raising awareness to race, because it is perfect for that at the moment, to educate yourself. And the final book is Shatter Me by Hour Readathon. I think everyone's read this except for me. I have no idea what it's about, but I felt like a little fantasy going into this readathon. I felt like having a bit of diversity in my reading. So we have a fantasy, a historical fiction, and a contemporary. And I'm hoping to get through all of these with plenty of time to spare. Well, I'm not, so I can sleep longer, I suppose. So we're going to start when midnight hits, which will be any moment now. And I'm going to read as much as I can before I have to go to sleep, which I reckon will be about 2:30, 3. And then I'm going to wake up and smash straight through them again and try and beat Jade. I really hope I can do it. It is now 1 minute past midnight, so we're late. Liam is going to be reading with me. He is reading Ted Bundy, The Only Living Witness. And I'm going to start with Daisy Jones and the Six. So let's go. So it is almost 2 a.m. and I've read 160 pages of Daisy Jones and the Six. I've made a really good dent. Don't know what's going on there. And yeah, it looks really good. So I'm not sure how I feel about it. I didn't expect it to be like this documentary style all the way through. And it took me a long time to remember who all the characters were, but I think I'm getting it now at page 160. So it is 400 pages long, meaning I do have 240 pages left. But I think I can do that within 3 hours maximum tomorrow when I wake up. But I'm going to go get a couple of hours sleep now because I'm tired. And it's very difficult to read when you're this tired. So I'll see you all in the morning. Hi guys! Sorry I didn't update you when I first woke up, but I had to take Liam to work, so I woke up, did a bit of reading and then took him. So I did get 45 minutes of reading in this morning and then I fannied about. So it's now 12 o'clock. I'm on page 233 and I'm hoping to smash this out in the next 2 hours maximum. I think I can do it. But I'm losing the race currently between me and Jade, which sucks, but here I go. This whole video is just me looking scruffy. I finished Daisy Jones and the Six. It is almost 2 o'clock. I'm gonna give this a 4-star. It was a rocky start because I don't like multiple POVs in books, and this is about 100 POVs switching every second because it's told in documentary format where each person takes their turn to speak. However, by the end, I loved that format and I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it was unique. It wasn't even, you'd think it was an easy read, but it wasn't. I found it quite difficult, but it was a nice thing to read anyway. The reason it's not a 5-star is because I don't feel like much happened, and that was okay. Like, don't get me wrong, it was fine. It was learning about band. I love the band. I'm like a fan, and they don't even exist, and I'm a fan. So it's hard to review because I liked it, but I have negatives about it. But I did like it, and it sounds like I'm complaining. So it couldn't be a 5-star because there wasn't really that much going on. However, I'm amazed she told such an incredible, delicate story. And I didn't love every character. Some characters I hated, but every character evoked so much emotion from me. It was pretty incredible. I'm interested to know if you've read this book. Do you like Daisy or not? I'm really interested to know because I haven't decided yet. I kind of think I like her, but then I'm also like, I really hate you. So let me know down below what your opinion is on Daisy. But yeah, so I finished my first book of the readathon very late. So we're over halfway, but obviously I slept for like many an hour. So we are behind on time, but I'm going to jump into Queenie straight after I've made some lunch because I'm starving right now. This is again 400 pages, so it could be hard to read again, but I'm really hoping to just like get through it super fast and be quicker read than Daisy Jones was. And I'm really sad that I read this floppy book and it was so nice and now I have to go back to a stiff book. Ugh, reading floppy books is my favourite thing. But yeah, I'm gonna go make some lunch, get on with this book. I'm on page 44 of Queenie and I'm so angry. I had no intention of tabbing and I've decided to start tabbing the orange parts where not just racism, because there's been more than this amount of racism in it in just 44 pages, but the racism that fills me with so much anger. Like, I literally was, like this one bit we're on right now, it's right at the beginning, so I'm not spoiling anything for you. Well, it's not really a spoiler anyway, but basically she was called a derogatory term because the character, they were playing Cluedo, a derogatory term was used by the uncle of her boyfriend, and he suggested she play that character or something because she was black. And it's disgusting what was said. And then she looks at her boyfriend Tom and is like, well, are you not going to say anything? And he's like, don't make a scene. And she's like, don't make a scene. He's just called me this horrible term and you're not going to say anything. And I'm just sat here in absolute shock. Like, ooh, I'm angry. So I'm having all the orange angering bits. The other one was something about a guy saying, first we've had Brexit, and now we'll have Blacksit. What's that all about? That's disgusting. Ooh, I can barely breathe. Oh. Yeah, so I'm going to keep reading. I just have to update you on how angry I am. Any racism parts that make me sad, I'm going to use blue. Which they do make me sad, but they're making me more angry than sad right now. So that's joyful. But I thought I'd just update you on that situation. Now I'm going to keep going. This man is disgusting. I'm so glad they're on a break. You know what my uncle is like. He's from the generation where they said the N-word quite a lot. Is that supposed to be some sort of bloody excuse? Oh. What's upsetting and angering about it the most is that this is something people actually say. I'm getting upset because this is something that is happening all the time in terms of people using excuses for their family members saying they're from that generation though. And this goes for everything. This goes for race and sexuality, you know, the older generation are just not accepting. And instead of educating them or saying you're wrong, sort out your beliefs, they instead say it's because they're from that generation, it's not their fault. It is their fault. It is damn right their fault. We learn and we grow every day. We make mistakes. You accept your mistakes and you move on. You don't keep sticking to your ways even though you've been proved wrong. I'm just really upset about it. It's getting me angry. Gonna put a little pink sticker there because I love that moment. She said, I hope your next girlfriend is white, Tom. That way she won't be too fucking much for you. And, yes, sis, go off. I'm putting a little pink sticker there because I love it. What do we love to see? It. I've finished Queenie. I think I'm gonna give this a 4-star as well. I really enjoyed the story. It has quite a lot of trigger warnings in it, so be careful, maybe do a little bit of research on that. I don't usually annotate books this much, but I felt a lot of emotions through this book. A lot of anger at the way that even though this is fictional, this is what happens to people on the daily, and yeah, it frustrated me, and rightfully so. I'm glad I read this book, and I'm glad I have that insight into what it's like for a black woman to live every day. But what was also nice is you can relate as a woman as well. So, you know, you could see not only her struggles as a woman, which can be really, really hard sometimes, but also as a black woman, which just makes it so much worse. Like, the way people treated her, the way people spoke of her, it made me angry. I don't really know what to say. I'm just kind of overwhelmed with my emotions on this book. I'm glad I've read it. I think everybody should read it. I couldn't give it a 5-star because I didn't like any of the characters. I kind of felt that everybody treated everybody wrong. And I suppose that was supposed to be the moral of the story, but even the people that were supposed to defend and uplift, I felt didn't do an adequate job of that. And I could be being blatantly wrong here because that may have been the intent of the book for certain characters. It just felt like even characters that shouldn't have annoyed you, like Darcy, for example, I don't think there was anything that was meant to annoy you, but it did. Like, she did. She wasn't a good friend, in my opinion. And so I couldn't give it the 5-star because I don't feel there was enough differentiation between the characters for me to know whether they were good or bad people, because I just didn't like any of them. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is such a complex book. It's really hard to get your feelings and emotions done, and obviously I don't have any time to process this book before I talk about it because I'm gonna give you an wrap-up before I start my next book. I think by the time I film my June wrap-up, I will be able to write down my thoughts effectively, because I think this is going to take a lot of thinking about now that I've read it. And rightfully so, this is an incredible book. And I really do think everybody should read it. I loved it. Yeah, thought it was really, really good. So I'm really glad I read that. Now I'm going to read Now I'm going to read Shatter Me by Tahara Mafi. How many pages is this? Like 400 pages again. But I'm hoping to get through it faster. 6 p.m. or something past 6 now. So I'm hoping to just finish this in the next couple of hours. I do have to go and fetch Liam from work and have dinner and things. That's going to take up a bit of the time. But I'm thinking I can do it. I have wanted to read this for a long time, and the words are quite large in comparison to Queenie, which had really small words in my opinion. So this should be really, really easy to read, and I'm excited to get into it. So I think I'm going to take 2 minutes, literally just 2 minutes, to go through my phone, reply to some people, see what's been going on in the world, and then we're going to start this. I may have got a little bit distracted on Twitter. and spent an extra 45 minutes on there, so it's now 7:15. And I'm finally going to start my book. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm a failure. Also, I've been in this position all day, but my light bulbs are going in my room, and so it's really dark over on my bed. So I'm kind of like just staying here. I'm sorry if that's really boring to watch. I'll try and get some like, I don't know what I'm going to try and get. I'm stuck inside. I can't go anywhere, so I can't wait till we're out of quarantine so my filming can be like better. Yeah, sorry. But we're reading now. I am halfway through Shatter Me on page 167, so 3 pages off halfway. And I didn't know what I was walking into. Now I see, and I'm like, I'm gonna finish it because I'm halfway and it's a 24-hour readathon. I may as well finish it. But like, this is so cheesy. This was clearly written, 2012. This was clearly written in that time where fantasy, chosen one, has it very easy kind of sitch. Like every small hurdle that's faced her so far has been overcome with the most easy like fix ever, and I hate that so bad. Like, whatever though. And I don't feel like anything's happened. We're halfway through the book and nothing's happened yet, really. We've learned about her gift, a really great gift. There's a romance which had no build up at all. It was just suddenly romance, here you go. And I'm like, you gotta give me a bit of tension to want the romance, otherwise I don't want said romance. So I'm not a fan. Right now it's like a 2.5 stars, because I'm like, well, it's okay, but it's not quite 3 star. Like 3 stars, like it's good, you know, it's okay good. This is not okay good, this is just okay. So it's currently like 2, maybe 2.5, and I'm really hoping it picks up a little bit. It is a very fast read, I'll give it that. Like, I finished at 20 to 7 and I've read 167 pages in less than an hour. Like, that is good going, considering it usually takes me, I can read between 100 to 200 pages an hour, depending on the book type. This is the first book today that I've been able to read more than 100 pages an hour for. I'm really not feeling this book. I can't see me continuing with this series at this current moment, but we'll see how it goes. But I thought I'd update you on this interesting situation. Yeah, I don't know what the rating is on Goodreads. I should have checked. But this is hysterical. But she has said my touch is lethal, and then she's crossed it out and said my touch is power, which hopefully makes me think that this will all turn around and she'll realise to use her power as a gift. I don't know. It's also driving me crazy, this line through thing. They haven't really explained it yet, and it's just so dumb, man. Like, it's really dumb. This whole book. Oh, God. We're going to continue now. We're fine. We're going to continue, and I'm sure it'll get better. I have finished Shatter Me. I will not be continuing with this series. What the hell was that? I'm giving it a 2 star. I'm giving it a 2 star because that was not a good book. Not entirely sure what everyone likes about this series, but it certainly is not for me. And I will not be continuing. However, the 3 books have been read super early, and so I have finished the 24-hour readathon. Not via the time, because I'm pretty sure it's like 9:30. However, I read my 3 books, and I said whichever one came first. Well, I finished my 3 books. I could continue reading, but I don't really see the point because I wouldn't finish another book now. And I don't care to finish another book. Like, I'm pretty happy with the 3 books in one day as it is, and I'm really, really happy. So, to wrap up, I read 1,300 and something pages, I don't know how many, but I read a historical fiction with Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I read Queenie by Candace Carty-Williams, and I read Shatter Me by Tahara Murphy. I gave Daisy Jones a 4-star, Queenie a 4-star, and Shatter Me a 2-star. So these are the books I read, and I had a great time doing it. I'm pretty sure I beat the race against Jade, because I think she gave up, I'm not sure. And she's not replying to my text now that I've won, or like said I've won. So I'm pretty sure I've won, which is great. I'm very happy about that. But yeah, I'm really, really glad to have got 3 books ahead on my monthly schedule. So, goodbye book. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. I know it wasn't the best, but there's not much I can do because I can't go outside. So you kind of have to put up with me sitting on my couch all day. I promise these videos will get better when I'm allowed outside again and I can go get coffee and take cute bookstore clips. Oh, can't wait for that. Anyway, I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Shatter